The best of money matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jeong. Now, every day, new buildings rise to meet the growing demands of our society, from towering apartments to schools and even shopping malls. So no matter the shape or purpose, one material forms the backbone of most of these structures: concrete. Now, while it's strong and durable, it takes time to cure properly. Traditionally, concrete is tested with samples, but this method is slow, resource-heavy, and not always accurate. So that's where ConcreteAI comes in. Based in Singapore, this innovative company has developed a solution to monitor concrete's curing process in real time, cutting down on time, cost, and waste. So how is ConcreteAI changing the game in construction, making projects more efficient and sustainable? Well, joining us today to share more is Qingyang Chang, who is the co-founder of ConcreteAI. Hello, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Qingyang, first, I just want to start off the interview by asking you, what inspired you to transition from being a civil engineer to founding ConcreteAI?
Yeah, so I actually studied civil engineering in the National University of Singapore. So I think the transition is really about wanting to create an impact for the built environment. So from practicing civil engineering work on site to founding ConcreteAI, the same theme is about helping out the construction industry to transform. So we had a chance during the final year research when we can commercialize what we're doing. We take the leap to start a company.
I see. Well, concrete curing is a critical process in construction, but it also poses several challenges. How did you identify this problem, and what led you to, develop the innovative sensor-based solution for monitoring concrete strength in real time?
Yeah, so this actually have to go back to the internship when I had with a local contractor in year 2. So I was the one actually in charge of taking the samples to determine when it's hot enough to proceed. So while I'm in charge of this process, I just can't help but wonder, firstly, what we are doing, is it really representative of what we are casting on the site on a daily basis? Because the sample is small, the structure is really large. Are they really representing the real performance of concrete in the structure? Secondly, we are doing a lot of repetitive testing. So we're thinking, can we actually make it more resource effective? Can we do some real-time monitoring of the strength so we can streamline the processes? Yeah.
I see. Well, can you explain exactly how ConcreteAI sensor technology works?
Right. So we actually embed temperature sensors into the concrete structure, and we look at the heat of hydration process to correlate to the strength. So we are able to see in real time how hard the concrete is in the structures itself. So before that, we always have a pre-calibrated correlation between heat of hydration and the strength development for a particular mix. And once we determine that, we can use it continuously for the rest of the casting.
I see. So for some context here, how is it different from, traditional cube testing methods?
So currently how it works is that when a concrete truck comes, we will take a set of concrete cubes and we will place them on site, crush them at different timing to see how hard the concrete is. Traditionally, this process is meant for QA/QC testing, so therefore the cubes are always kept at a very constant environment. But what we are actually looking at is the performance of the concrete in the structures, which can be very dynamic because of the structures, because of the mix design, and because of the structure size and dimensions. So it is actually more representative of the in situ concrete.
I see. So what kind of impact has ConcreteAI had on the construction industry so far in terms of reducing costs, time, and labor? Are there any success stories you'd like to share with us as well?
Sure. So the problem we are looking at is that the current in situ concrete actually gains strength or harden faster than what is reflected based on the traditional cube testing. So there's a lot of time wasted in the process when we are using the traditional method. So by looking at the in situ concrete performance, we're able to help the projects to proceed earlier with their early age activities. So very thankful for the features on Straits Times. So we're working on a lot of bridge precast segments, helping the projects to remove formwork and to lift earlier than the current schedule, so to help them produce more. So we are looking at helping a project when they're producing over 1,000 segments at about saving their time on a scale of a month and 2.
Oh, wow. That's quite impressive. Now, ConcreteAI sensors can reduce the need for traditional cube testing. How have, construction firms responded to this change? Have there been any challenges in shifting away from the conventional methods?
Yeah, so the construction firms actually prefer to not have cube testing because cube testing is it's a lot of hassle. You need to have space to keep those cubes and also have manpower to make the cube and to transport the cube for testing at another testing laboratory. So they welcome changes to help them to remove the cube testing. But of course, this method has been there for a very long time. So mindset shift is definitely not easy. So we are trying at the very early stages. We do a lot of proof of concept, proof of value to collect the data and to prove to different parties about the accuracy and reliability of the system. And we'll continue to do so to educate the market and to bring more awareness of what we are doing.
Amazing. Well, considering that the construction industry makes up, 36% of global energy use and 40% of total CO2 emissions, sustainability in construction is becoming, increasingly important. How does ConcreteAI solution help reduce environmental impact then?
Right. So the problem we're looking at is because the current method severely underestimates the performance of the concrete in the structure. So that actually lead to a lot of over-design of the mix of the concrete. So ConcreteAI provide projects with more accurate and representative data of the concrete in the structure, therefore helping them to choose more optimized mix. We also enable the projects to use more sustainable and low carbon materials and to validate that using them actually give them good structural quality assurance and meeting their productivity cycle requirements.
I see. Are there any, technical or operational challenges that ConcreteAI has faced in developing and deploying its product, and how have you overcome them?
Yeah. So coming from the construction background, we recognize that bringing any technology to site is a challenge because the site is always very busy. So at a very early stage, our aim is to make the product really simple to use. And in some ways, we call it foolproof. So anyone from workers, supervisors, engineers, managers, they understand how to use it and how to operate it with just a half-day training. So we use a lot of time with our users trying to simplify the entire processes and automate the monitoring. So there's minimum operation required and interaction with the system. So everything is automated on its own.
I see. Well, it looks like you've got backing from programs like the NUS Graduate Research Innovation Program and Enterprise Singapore. How have these partnerships helped ConcreteAI